Where in Las Vegas can you find gardens, wildlife habitats, trails, and evidence of an ancient oasis all in one place?
You know, it's interesting. The words Las Vegas have a Spanish translation which means the meadows, which means a long time ago there was a lot of water around here. Well, you wouldn't know it now, of course, unless you came here to the Springs Preserve, just minutes away from the famous Las Vegas Strip.
The Springs Preserve spreads over 180 acres of land in the heart of downtown Vegas.
This is Brandy Ides, and she is the botanical supervisor here at the preserve. Nice to see you, Brandy. How's things? I know you're busy, so thanks for taking the time.
No problem.
Brandy grew up learning botany in Washington State. She then moved to Arizona, where she fell in love with desert plants, a passion that she continues to nurture here in Nevada.
So tell me a little bit about this area, because when I think of Las Vegas and the area around it, I don't think of the meadows.
Right, very few people think about water, and so our history is really long and diverse here, and the history on our property goes back at least 9,000 years, and we have excavated ruins of pit houses. People have been living here on the site for many, many thousands of years, and it's been described as a 60,000 acre oasis. And so just imagine this area covered with lush vegetation, which it once was, but with settlers coming, the cattle grazing and the railroads taking land ownership here, and the development of Las Vegas proper as we know it, it really quickly started to deplete some of the water levels, and the springs actually started to dry up in the 1960s.
So this is really an important area in Las Vegas. I mean, historically, this really tells a big story, doesn't it?
It's a huge story. It's really the basis of where Las Vegas was born and why it was allowed to become what it has become. And so we have a very diverse history, a lot of archaeological artifacts on site that we have recorded, and just really a lot of the history of the Vegas area.
Known as the birthplace of Las Vegas, the preserve has been listed on the National Register of Historic Places since 1978.
So we're in our botanical garden, and this is our cactus alley, and it features cactus and succulent collections from the Americas.
Beautiful. And what do people learn when they come here and they see this sort of display?
Our goal for this garden really is to showcase different ways that you can practice water conservation through water efficient plantings. And so looking at the options that you have for different plant selections and placement, it's really a way to see a beautiful area, see a beautiful landscape, and learn a lot that you could apply in your own home.
The botanical gardens have more than 1,200 species of native and desert-adapted plants. Nearly all of the native cactus species were salvaged from land being developed for commercial or residential use.
As we walk through, occasionally I'll look out and I'll see what looks like some sort of water pumping station, or what are those things out there?
Well, those are indicative of our history as the source of water for the Las Vegas area. They're old derricks, and they're still intact, and they're able to be seen throughout the property.
In the 1900s, early settlers started to draw water in private wells, depleting the resources of the valley. By 1923, the Las Vegas Land and Water Company drilled well number 1 to supply the city's growing water demand. The company also started to focus on conservation.
This is our garden wetlands, and it's a biofiltration wetland where we have layers of sediment and all native to Clark County riparian plants. So together those actually scrub our wastewater and treat it for reuse on site, and that water is reused in some of our irrigation settings and also for some of our restrooms.
The garden also serves as a hub for 149 bird species, as well as reptiles, amphibians, fish, and small mammals.
I would imagine the personality of the preserve changes a lot throughout the year.
It definitely does. Seasonally, this place is an entirely different garden, and so it's really fun to see each week there's a lot of changes. Things are blooming, things are going dormant, things are making seed pods, there's different animal activity, so it's really just a diverse and active garden to visit throughout the year.
It is so beautiful, but it's peaceful at the same time.
It's very peaceful. It's a great place to just come and have a walk, sit and read a book, to bring friends and family, to come alone and meditate. Very nice.
About 270,000 people visit the Springs Preserve throughout the year. It's always a different experience depending on the season.
These are not cacti, that much I know. What is this area here?
We're now in the Lynn Mills vegetable garden, and so this is a great place to see vegetables you can grow throughout the different seasons. So they're all brassicas that we're looking at around us, which would be kale, collard, cabbage, Brussels sprouts, things like that perform really well in the winter.
This garden is named after renowned and beloved horticulturist Lynn Mills.
This is our butterfly habitat, and it features seasonal butterfly displays here in spring and fall. And this is a beautiful example of how to attract pollinators to your home. Watch them in a habitat feeding, and just a very calm and peaceful environment to enjoy.
There's really nothing else like this around here, is there?
There really isn't. This is one of the only places in the Southwest that you can see butterflies like this. We do have some native species that we bring into this, but many of them are tropical and not from here. And because it's an open enclosure, that's why it's a seasonal exhibit. But yeah, it's very unique and really good opportunity to see these butterflies.
So much going on here. I think you're only closed 2 days out of the year. What are some of the other things that people can see when they come here besides the botanical gardens?
Well, in addition to the Botanic Garden, we have hundreds of acres of trails, about 3+ acres of hiking and biking trails that you can visit. We have gallery exhibits, arts and crafts, a lot of children's activities. We have animal exhibits.
You have so much going on here. I know you're so busy. I can't thank you enough for taking the time to show me around. I really appreciate it.
Oh, you're welcome. Thanks for coming out, John. Appreciate it.
The Springs Preserve is the perfect spot for anyone who's interested in Las Vegas's past, present, and future.
Everyone knows that Nevada is full of surprises, and the Springs Preserve is one of the hidden gems. Nestled just a few minutes away from the Las Vegas Strip, it is an oasis of beauty, learning, and fun. Next time you have a little time on your hands, come on out, see how much fun you can have.